Thanks for checking out this Digital Academy quick video slash podcast or whatever. I hope you're doing well today and hanging in there. I got an interesting one, and I feel like I probably have heard this conversation piece because I listened to the most recent Rogan episode that had Elon Musk on it. But again, this is one of these, if you've watched my channels before, one of these after school videos that are awesome. So this should put it in an interesting animation. Social media is destroying us. I think the argument for that is a no-brainer. All right, love you guys, and let's check this out. Here we go, Digital Academy. Social media is destroying us. Joe Rogan and Elon Musk after school.
And that's why we're so obsessed with technology. Because it's not like this technology is really, I mean, it's certainly enhancing our lives in a certain way, but ultimately, is it making people happier right now? Most technology, I would say no. In fact, you and I were talking about social media before this, about just not having Instagram on your phone and not dealing, and you feel better.
Yes, I think that one of the issues with social media that's been pointed out by many people is that I think maybe particularly Instagram, people look like they have a much better life than they really do.
Right.
So
by design.
Yeah, people are posting pictures of when they're really happy. They're modifying those pictures to be better looking. Even if they're not modifying the pictures, they're at least selecting the pictures for the best lighting, the best angle. So people basically seem they're way better looking than they basically really are.
Right.
And they're way happier seeming than they really are. So if you look at everyone on Instagram, you might think, man, they're all these happy, beautiful people. And
right, and remember how much, like, if you've seen some of these other ones, we've talked about how, like, self-esteem is such a comparative thing, right? And you can see how easily the amount that we value ourselves is so much related to how much we value ourselves in relation to other people. So if we're seeing this constructed, curated kind of meaning, like, all the best pictures and the best angles and the best lighting, and we're using this kind of created image of someone else as a way to evaluate ourselves, where we're also probably negatively looking at ourselves through sometimes a negative lens. You can see how it almost sets us up for negative mental health, or for a hit to our confidence, to our sense of who we are, to our whatever. Okay, so he's saying this is part of the negativity. Anyways, I'm talking too much. Let's get back to this. Here we go.
I'm not that good looking and I'm not happy. So I must suck, and that's going to make people sad. So when in fact, those people you think are super happy, actually not that happy. Some of them are really depressed. They're very sad. Some of the happiest seeming people, actually some of the saddest people in reality. And nobody looks good all the time. It doesn't matter who you are.
No. It's not even something you should want. Why do you want to look great all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
eventually
so
you're going to be
things
old.
like that can make people quite sad.
Well,
just by comparison, because you just sort of people generally think of themselves relative to others. We are constantly rebaselining our expectations.
Yeah, I said the first part, but he said it better. We're rebaselining our expectations, right? So I said it that we're comparing socially, rebaselining. So baseline means what we think is normal. So we're changing our expectation of what we think is normal. We're, Elon Musk's words, rebaselining our expectations based on a faulty interpretation of reality based on social media. Man, that's a damn good way of saying it that he chose there.
And you can see this, say, if you watch some show like Naked and Afraid, or if you just go and try living in the woods by yourself for a while, and you'll learn that civilization is quite great. It has a lot of it. People want to come back to civilization pretty fast on Naked and Afraid.
Wasn't that a Thoreau quote? the comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah. Well, happiness is reality minus expectations.
That's great too.
Whoa.
But the comparison is a thief of joy really holds true to people. Is it?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Roosevelt. Fascinating. When you're thinking about Instagram, because what essentially Instagram is with a lot of people is you're giving them the opportunity to be their own PR agent, and they always go towards the glamorous,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And when anybody does show, you know, hashtag no filter, you know, if they really do that, like, oh, you're so brave, look at you, no makeup, you know.
Yeah.
They look good anyway. You look great. What are you doing? Oh my God, you don't have makeup on. You still look hot as f. You know what you're doing. I know what you're doing too. They're letting you know. And then they're feeding off that comment section. Ooh, just a little sitting there like it's a fresh stream of love. Like you're getting right up to the source as it comes out of the earth.
We've all
and you're
done
sucking
that, right?
sweet,
lot of
sweet
emojis.
love water.
Emojis.
Yeah.
A lot of
Weird.
emojis.
My concern is not so much what Instagram is that I didn't think that people had the need for this or the expectation for some sort of technology that allows them to constantly get love and adulation from strangers and comments and
Yeah, no
this
kidding.
ability to project this sort of distorted version of who you really are. But I worry about where it goes. Like, what's the next one? What's the next one? Like, where is it? Is it going to be augmented? Is some sort of a weird augmented
Maybe.
or virtual sort of Instagram type situation where you're not going to want to live in this real world? You're going to want to interface with this sort of world that you've created through your social media page. It's some next level thing.
Yeah. Go live in the simulation.
Yeah, I mean,
In the simulation.
some Ready Player One type shit that's real.
Yeah.
And
no kidding.
how connected and interconnected is this technology going to be in our life?
It will be, at some point, indistinguishable from reality.
Where we'll lose this. We'll lose this. Like, you and I are just looking at each other through our eyes. I see
Are
you,
we?
you see me. I hope.
You think so?
I think you probably have regular eyes.
This could be some simulation.
It could. Do you entertain that?
And I mean, like the strongest argument for us being in a simulation, probably being in a simulation, I think, is the following: that 40 years ago we had Pong, like two rectangles and a dot. That
Right.
was what games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously,
Yeah,
and it's
no
getting
kidding.
better every year. And soon we'll have virtual reality, we'll have augmented reality. If you assume any rate of improvement at all, then the games will become indistinguishable from reality, they'll be indistinguishable. Even if that rate of advancement drops by 1,000 from what it is right now, then you just say, okay, well, let's imagine it's 10,000 years in the future, which is nothing in the evolutionary scale. So given that we're clearly on.
So you're saying like the fact that games and virtual reality experiences will get to a point where it's almost completely indistinguishable. You cannot tell the difference between it and reality. Elon Musk, one of the, you know who Elon Musk is, he's making the argument here that that's basically guaranteed. It's just a matter of the rate of acceleration, like how fast it is, how far away it is.
A trajectory to have games that are indistinguishable from reality, and those games could be played on any set-top box or on a PC or whatever, and there would probably be, billions of such, computers or set-top boxes. It would seem to follow that the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
So
Tell me what's wrong with that argument.
Is the answer yes?
The argument is probably. I mean, but I just like, is there a flaw in that argument?
I mean, someone
I'm
made
not
that-
sure what
but-
the error.
No, the argument makes sense. So the assumption then is that
So I'm assuming, yeah, so base reality. So sorry, I paused at a bad time because then he made a big jump. But he's saying, like, he's taking this all the way to the level of this simulation idea. Basically the Matrix. Well, literally they started drawing the Matrix there. He's saying, so like, are we a different universe's simulation? That's a nuts idea, right? Because then that other universe would be the base reality, and we're a simulation of them. which I don't know how different that is than like the Greek idea of the Titans and the Olympians and humans, and it's man, that's fascinating. All right, back to the video.
Somebody beat us to it, and this is a game.
No, there's a 1 in billions chance that this is base reality.
Oh, okay. What do you think?
Well, I think it's 1 in billions.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, that seems to be like clearly what it suggests.
Right.
And actually, I mean, arguably, we should hope that that's true, because otherwise, if civilization stops advancing, then that may be due to some calamitous event that erases civilization. So maybe we should be hopeful that this is a simulation, because otherwise...
Because they could reboot it.
Well, otherwise, either we're going to create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality, or civilization will cease to exist. Those are the two options.
That video took a massive turn midway. Right, the beginning of that video was about some of the psychological and kind of biological influences of exposing ourselves to the social judgment through social media apps like Instagram and stuff like that. And then Elon Musk went on this side thing about simulations, which speaks to me too, because I love movies about sci-fi stuff. But I hope you enjoyed that. Thought it was interesting. Take care. I'll have a couple more probably today, and might do another podcast with my buddy tonight, so I'll have a few things to upload tomorrow on Sunday, and I hope you're hanging in there and doing well, and one day at a time, and love you guys, and take care.